January 12th is a very special date for me and my health. 2-year anniversary of being free from migraines. What does freedom from migraines even mean? So some questions to ask yourself if you have an ailment such as this. This episode will post on January 12th, 2023. And January 12th is a very special date for me and my health. It is my 2-year anniversary of being free from migraines. And I want to share a little bit of my journey with this freedom from migraines and what that even means. What does freedom from migraines even mean? And a little bit of my history with it and how I now consider myself free from migraine. I'm going to pause to note that this does not constitute medical advice. This video is not medical advice. I am not a medical doctor, and you should always see a medical professional for migraines or before you start or stop taking any medicine or make any health or lifestyle changes. So I had migraines since I was young, about a teenager, but I had headaches before that in my younger childhood. And the migraines, as I aged, they got longer. They lasted longer. The duration increased. They would get more intense. They got more intense over time and more frequent. I would get them more often. When I was in my 20s, they were definitely linked to dehydration via alcohol consumption, among other things. These were things that I was aware of. And I had just come to accept that they weren't going anywhere, that migraines were like my health thing that I was just going to have to deal with for the rest of my life. I had just, decided that, resigned to that I was going to get them every couple of weeks, and that was that. And I did. I was getting them every 4 to 6 weeks. So in my late 30s, I'm getting migraines every 4 to 6 weeks. They are lasting now 3 to 4 days long from beginning to end. And at least one full day of that, I'm in bed. I'm in bed not doing anything, like checked out. And usually longer than that, maybe like another half a day or something like that. And then the other days of that, I'm not fully functional by any means. I'm in a brain fog. I'm not eating because I have some low-level nausea feelings. Total brain fog, sensitivity to light, like me sitting in front of this window, if I had a migraine, like I wouldn't be able to do it. I would be like shielding my eyes and things like that. Sound sensitivity, like if I moved too fast or walked too fast, I would get vertigo, and nausea. So a migraine is much more than just, and that's all in addition, of course, to debilitating pain, because a migraine is more than just a headache. It has all these other things to go into it. And mine are always, they appear right here, like through here and into here. So that's kind of where I was. And then in May of 2020, a series of events led to me studying rapid transformational therapy, which is a hybrid therapy. It combines the most beneficial aspects of cognitive behavioral therapy, neurolinguistic programming, traditional psychotherapy, and hypnotherapy. And it was created by Marissa Peer, who is an English therapist with 30 years of experience. This is her own unique thing. Anyway, so I start to study that, listening to the recordings, watching the videos, doing the studies. She mentioned a couple of times that this could be used for migraines. And after like the third or fourth time that she mentioned it in the videos, I was like, can I get rid of these things? Can I is it even possible? Can that be possible? Can that be possible for me? Because that would be amazing. Because though that was, other than the migraines, I was in good health, happy with my health, happy with my energy, happy with my lifestyle. At that point, everything else was great, except for by that point that I'm studying, I'm now a single mom, so it's just me and my daughter. She was 3 at the time, I believe. So there was always this worry, this concern about like, when I get the migraine, I'm gonna be in bed for a while and like doing the bare minimum of like keeping us both alive basically, and just like the emotional weight of that. And I was setting my eyes on traveling full time in our RV, and I was like, what am I gonna do when we're like out on the road and I get a migraine? Because it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. So there was all this anxiety and fear wrapped up in the migraine for me. So with this just a new seed of a possibility that I could maybe free myself from these things, that alone was exciting and comforting and just really like, wow, like amazing. And so when we got to the point of, we're finishing the course and it's time for the students to practice the process on each other, reflective practice. And, one of the sessions I did, the woman wanted to stop eating white rice, and I was like, okay, like if that's what you want to focus on, I'm here for you. Let's dig into it. But I was like, migraines, these migraines, I want them gone. Is that possible? Can we do this? And I've written about 75% of a book that goes through this entire story, much more in depth, to communicate more of what this process looked like, how it worked, what it uncovered, what it meant for me, and what I did to actually complete this transformation, or not even, it's still not complete, but to make this transition in my life and in my health. So I focused 3 of these reflective practice sessions on the migraine, and it's all based around the concept that there's a root cause, there's a reason of why a disease, condition, etc., appeared in your life in the first place. And a lot of times we look to medical doctors for this answer, and we don't get it. And another piece of it is that these conditions, these diseases, this way that your body communicates with you is serving some sort of purpose for you. So it's an uncovering of why it's in your life to begin with, because it's migraines, and it's not gastrointestinal problems, and it's not an autoimmune disorder, it's not fibromyalgia, it's not, it wasn't any of those other things. Like, I got migraine. So why? So it was an uncovering of why that came to me in the first place. And then it was also a recognition of the purpose and roles that they were playing in my life through each stage of it. But at that point, specifically in my adult life. And with this new information, I was then empowered to make shifts in my mindset, in my beliefs, in my actions, in my behaviors, in my lifestyle, and release the anxiety that I carried around this, releasing the fear around it, releasing the power it had on me and over my life. I was able to release that. And for me, freedom from migraine, 2 years now, I have not taken a single pharmaceutical medicine for migraines in 2 years. I don't even have them anymore. I don't carry a prescription, because that's a whole other level of thing, of like the anxiety of like having the things that you need to make it through an attack. And of course, the medicines have their own side effects. I'm free from that. I don't even have them. I don't need to go to a doctor to refill them. I don't have anxiety around that. I don't have the cost of that. And again, I'm not a medical doctor. Please do not stop taking any of your medicines without going to your doctor. This is my story. And maybe this story will open up some mental doors for you, some possibilities maybe for you and your own ailments. Freedom for me is not just freedom from the medication, which I am very happy to be free from. I'm able to live my life without the fear of when it's going to happen again. I'm able to make plans without the worry of, oh, what if I get a migraine? What's going to happen then? And how can I prevent it? And how can I make sure that I'm not going to get one? Like preloading the anxiety with things that I feel prevents them. It's a release of, like I said, this power that it had over my life. I still occasionally get a migraine. At the end of last year, I looked over my my planner from 2022 to see how many migraines I had, because I always take note of it. And I had six occurrences of migraine last year. And coming from getting them every 4 to 6 weeks, that's over a 50% reduction. And I'm pretty happy with that. You know, medicines can't even guarantee that type of result. And I do believe that they will continue to reduce with time, because that's what I have already seen. I had less in year 2 of freedom than I had in year 1 of freedom. And they're also so much less. They are less painful. They are less debilitating. They are less frequent. They are less intense, to where I don't need to take medicine. It's not to that point. I feel it coming on, and it's more of it's a different response. Because before there would be this like, oh no, 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 we're not doing this, we're not doing this, we're not doing this. I'm gonna chug some water, I'm gonna chug some caffeine, I'm gonna take some medicine now, I'm gonna take some Advil and take some Tylenol, and then, make sure that I have everything that I need. This catastrophizing response was gone. Now I'm like, oh, all right, what's going on? Because it's still a way that my body communicates with me. So I can check in with myself and be like, what's happening here? Sometimes it is a physical thing. Like one of the migraines was after an overnight travel, and I hadn't slept and I hadn't eaten, and I hadn't drank enough water, and my body was stressed. And so that's an occasion where it is a physical response that created the migraine. Other times it's more of a like, I need to slow down, or hey, maybe we should slow down, or maybe we should like go for a day in the park, or go outside, or do like a shift in my lifestyle, or a shift in what I have planned for the day. So that's my freedom from migraine story in a nutshell. Like I said, I will have a book coming out. Fingers crossed for this year. That would be really cool. And if you want to know more, and I just really want this to be maybe a possibility opener for you. And it doesn't have to be migraines. It can be lots of other ailments and conditions that doctors don't know where it came from, and they don't know why it's happening to you, and they don't know how to fix it, and you're just taking some medicine to reduce the symptoms, but that doesn't address what's actually going on underneath. So maybe there's alternative ways in which you could find some relief as well, and get back to living your life and your purpose and your peace, because our physical health is a really big piece of our ability to experience peace and hold inner peace and exude peace to others. So some questions to ask yourself if you have an ailment such as this. Ask yourself, when did this start? When did this start to affect me? And what was going on in my life at the time? Were there any adverse situations? Was there any conflict? Was there any kind of sustained stress in my life at that time? Another question is looking at when you get them now. What's happening when you experience a period where your ailment knocks you down now? What is going on in those times? Pay attention the next time that you get it, or look back, or keep a journal. Be able to look at it and to gather some information about the way it's affecting you. Because no matter what an ailment is, each one of our experiences with that ailment is unique. There are some similarities, sure, some common symptoms and things like that, but each one of our experience with it is unique. How it affects you, how it shows up in your life, why it's showing up with you in your life is very unique to you. So keeping a journal and keeping some information around when you get the attack from whatever your ailment may be, what's going on. Now this one may seem a little out there, but how is this ailment benefiting me? How is there a way that it's benefiting me? Okay, now with the migraines that I experienced, some of the purposes that they played in my life were to make me rest, to remind me to take care of myself, to use my voice to stand up for myself and my needs and my wants, because I was pretty go with the flowy, if you will, and could be convinced and coerced into lots of things to make the other person happy. It was a piece of people pleasing and a piece of codependency, and it was a piece of a lot of things like that. So the migraine, because when I got a migraine, I was like full on, I'm in bed taking care of myself. Like I'm doing what I need to do for me. Like whatever it is that you want or need, aside from my daughter, whatever it is that you want or need is not on my priority list at the time. So these are just some of the benefits that the migraine had for me. Like I said, everyone is different, every ailment is different, and everyone's experience with a certain ailment is different. It's there for different reasons. But these are 3 questions that you could ask yourself, or practices that you could put in place that can expand your perception of this ailment in your life, and perhaps open up the doors of possibility to being able to find relief from it. And maybe that is freedom for you. And what would freedom for you look like? And if you're really curious about rapid transformational therapy, or RTT, and how it might be able to help you, reach out to us at innersunshinehypnotherapy.com or on Instagram at innersunshinehypnotherapy. Thank you for listening, and may you always be pain-free.